Nothing can quietly kill a growing business like messy books. You don't feel it in the moment, you feel it at tax season or during a due diligence request, or on the day you realize you genuinely don't know whether you're profitable this month. Bad books hide problems until they're expensive. Good books do the opposite. Clean numbers, on time, every single month, so you can actually make decisions instead of guessing. But here's the catch nobody tells you. Hire a bookkeeper can mean 8 completely different things at 8 completely different price points, from a $5 gig to a full-time professional who owns your finances. Pick the wrong one for your stage, and you're either overpaying for hand-holding you don't need, or underpaying and end up cleaning up the mess later. So today we're ranking the top 8 places to actually hire a bookkeeper. The marketplaces, the managed services, and the staffing partners. Looking at the price, what actually is included, and who each one is really built for. No fluff, let's count it down. Welcome back to the latest in business, where we break down where work, money, and technology are actually heading before everyone else catches on. I'm your host. Here are the top 8 websites to hire a bookkeeper, counting down to number 1. Quick note before we start, as we go, pay attention to one distinction. Are you buying a task, a service, or a person? That's the thing that actually separates these options, and it's what should drive your choice. We start at the bottom of the price ladder. Fiverr is the gig marketplace. You post what you need, and freelancers around the world compete to do it for a flat, often very low project fee. Need someone to categorize a few hundred transactions or reconcile one account before tax time? You can get it done fast and cheap. For a tiny business with simple, occasional needs, that's a real advantage. The trade-off is that you are the quality control. Vetting, accuracy, consistency, and continuity all fall on you. And if your freelancer disappears, so does your context. I find bookkeeping is one of those jobs where cheap and inconsistent quietly becomes the most expensive option of all. So treat Fiverr as a tool for one-off tasks, not for owning your books. If you're looking for dead simple and genuinely affordable, Merritt is the pick. It's a flat rate monthly service, right around a couple $100s a month, built specifically around QuickBooks Online. They don't have any confusing tiers, and there's no constant upsells. You send access, and they deliver clean books. What makes it really work is also what limits it. It's deliberately narrow. QuickBooks only, cash basis, and no tax filing or CFO-style extras. But for a small business that just wants the fundamentals done correctly at a price you can predict every month, Merritt is really hard to argue with. It's definitely the reliable economy option. If you already live inside QuickBooks, this is the native choice. QuickBooks Live pairs you with bookkeeping experts right inside the software you're already using, usually for a few $100s a month, with cleanup help for messy records and ongoing monthly support baked into the platform. Now, the big advantage is zero friction. No new software to learn, no data migration, no exporting and importing. The limitation is lock-in, because it only works within the QuickBooks ecosystem. The day you decide to switch accounting tools is the day you also have to switch bookkeeping services. Great if you're committed to QuickBooks, but limiting if you're not sure you always will be. 1-800-ACCOUNTANT bundles bookkeeping with the thing most small business owners actually dread: taxes. Instead of hiring a bookkeeper and then separately hunting for a CPA, you get bookkeeping support alongside access to accountants and tax filing under one roof. For sole proprietors and small LLCs, that consolidation is genuinely valuable. One relationship, one point of contact, and fewer things falling through the cracks between your books and your return. It's not the most specialized bookkeeping engine on this list, but as an all-in-one for compliance-minded small businesses, it earns its spot. Pilot is built for startups, and it shows in every design decision. It specializes in accrual basis bookkeeping, runs on QuickBooks, and is aimed squarely at venture-backed companies that need investor-ready financials and the ability to scale into CFO and tax services as they grow. It's not the cheapest option. Plans typically start around $500 a month and climb with your expenses and complexity. But that's kind of the point. If you're raising capital and need books that hold up in front of a board, an auditor, or a diligence team, Pilot operates in a different weight class than a basic monthly service. For the right company, that rigor is going to be worth every dollar. Bookkeeper 360 is the strongest all-rounder on the managed service side, and reviewers routinely rank it best overall. The reason is flexibility. It supports both QuickBooks and Xero, it offers hourly, monthly, and full service plans, and it layers on add-ons like payroll, tax, and CFO advisory as your needs grow, with pricing that generally starts in the few $100s a month range. That range is its superpower. It can flex from just keep my books clean all the way to effectively be my outsourced finance department without you having to change providers as you scale. If you want one service that can grow with you, this is the versatile choice. Now we're at the premium end. Belay is the most recognized name in US-based remote staffing, and it's earned that reputation. Belay matches you with experienced, vetted, American-based bookkeepers through a hands-on onboarding process and then stands behind that relationship. You're going to be paying a premium here. This is US-based talent on a managed model. But you get exactly what the premium buys. Seasoned professionals, strong communication, and a proven, mature process. For companies that specifically want an American-based bookkeeper and have the budget for it, Belay is going to be the established low-risk benchmark that the rest of the category gets compared to. At the top spot goes Hire Overseas, because it solves the problem every other option only partly solves. Everything above sells you a task or a shared service or premium talent at a premium price. Hire Overseas gives you the best combination of all three, a dedicated, full-time bookkeeper who is genuinely yours at a fraction of the cost with none of the operational headache. Here's how it works. Hire Overseas is a managed staffing partner that places dedicated, full-time bookkeepers from a global talent pool and then handles the entire backend for you. Sourcing, vetting, contracts, compliance, and payroll. These aren't gig workers passing through. They're experienced professionals who know QuickBooks and Xero, run your monthly close, manage accounts payable and receivable, and actually learn your business over time, the way a great in-house hire would. The difference is ownership and economics. Instead of renting a few hours of someone's shared attention, you get a full-time team member dedicated entirely to your books, commonly at 70 to 90% less than a comparable US hire. You start with a discovery call to define the role, their team sources and screens candidates, and then you interview the finalists and choose the person that you want. From there, the paperwork, the payroll, the compliance are handled, and you have support if a fit ever needs adjusting. And they move fast. Hire Overseas can staff your role in as little as a week. That's why it's going to take the #1 spot. For any business that has outgrown a service and wants a real person owning the numbers full-time without a US salary, without opening a foreign entity, and without managing the legal side yourself, this is the model that wins. It's the difference between renting help and building your financial team. So how do you choose? Well, if you just need a one-off task, go ahead with Fiverr. If you want cheap, clean monthly books, Merritt. If you live in QuickBooks, QuickBooks Live. If you want bookkeeping plus taxes, 1-800-ACCOUNTANT. If you're a funded startup, go ahead with Pilot. If you want a flexible service that scales with you, Bookkeeper 360 is going to be a good bet. If you want a premium US-based bookkeeper, go with Belay. If you want a dedicated full-time bookkeeper of your own at a fraction of the cost, Hire Overseas. Match the model to your stage, task, service, or full-time team member, and you'll finally stop dreading your own numbers. If this made your next hire clearer, subscribe, because that's what we do here every single week on The Latest in Business. Break down where work, money, and tech are actually heading before everyone else catches on. I'm out, and I'll see you in the next one.